Hello, hi, how are you today? So, I want to talk to you about this really strong, intense energy Pluto transit in Aquarius. And there's a lot to know about this. And I want to hope to answer some questions for you because it gets really weird, especially as a twin flame, when you can't feel what's happening on the other side. It's at a real disparity with what you're experiencing and what you might see, what you're seeing around you. There is a huge flux in the energies, and it's not just a flux. If I were to give you a visual of this energy, it's like when um, some some bulldozer or some large piece of construction equipment is just rolling along, and just the tower moment, it's not even a tower moment. Things are just being discarded from the past, and it's like beyond a tower moment. And in fact, this drive for this energy, this intensity started in July of this year. Now, the full moon that we just had last week kind of seems like it was that catapult of energy to get you to go. What I want to tell you is this is some really strong magnetic feminine energy. This is a Pluto plus feminine transit. And what does that mean? Pluto actually god of the underworld. This is some deep, dark, hidden stuff, things that are just gonna come to light, come to the surface, come up to finally be dealt with. There is going to be a reckoning of things. It's way beyond karma because it is one of the strongest forms of karmic balancing to just like heal, finally heal some of this stuff, finally bring it up to the surface, finally understanding that you can be healed. That this energy, while it's very pushy and intense, actually is for your betterment. And you have to do it at a personal level. This is personal now. Even if you feel like you're a twin flame in separation and you're feeling like, well, what are they doing? I can't feel a thing. I don't even know if this is real. I want to tell you something. Do not be wishy washy on your messages. This is real. It's really happening. You really awakened. It's not a made up thing. And you have to persist. Now, that might mean doing some of the basic stuff that I outline, dealing with your physical body and the things that it's bringing up for you to heal. This is because, and I'm going to come back to this, all the layers of your identity will come up to be dealt with. Like, which side are you on? How did you identify yourself? And will it come up? Because even if you're a divine feminine and you're a person, but if you love a man, there's masculine stuff in there that's going to come up, stuff from the past, stuff that maybe nobody's wanted to look at, stuff that's maybe very private, and yet it will want to be healed. This is for your betterment. Okay, so within this energy, it's a very watery energy. We're in Aquarius, and we're just coming off, like, there's like a lot of flux of energies, like Scorpio, and a lot of things here. But this emotion that it pertains to, emotion is, this is going to be your intuition balanced with reason. And this is hard for people because your intuition could be, is it your intuition or is it a mixed signal? Is it a garbled message? Is it from the mind of the collective? I caution you that after full moon energy, when everyone's sending up all their wishes and prayers, I mean, it's like being in the backwash. Get far away. Don't give in to the garbled stuff of the collective. This has to be about you, and it has to be within reason. Your common sense, the common sense, as my guide would say, use the common sense that God gave the animals. You know, animals use their gut instincts on things, and yet sometimes we help animals and sometimes they help us. I love to watch the animals rather than the weather report to see what's going on. I can watch the clouds, I can see the weather patterns, but sometimes they are very revealing. as to how it is. And that's how some of this energy is going to be. It's going to be very revealing. And this whole next year, there's going to be shock after shock after shock. How does your system bear it? You have to do this personally, because whatever is happening out there, it may not be happening to you personally, it might be happening to other people. This is going to be a time where people are going to circle their wagons and they're going to take care of their own. You should take care of your own people, your children, especially. Okay, it's not spiritual or angelic to abandon children and leave them to their own devices. They need guidance, they need to know boundaries, they need to know where things stand. Mostly they need to know that they're safe. And a lot of kids don't feel safe. And that's not your fault. Some of it is going to be what they incarnated to heal, because they may have come from a timeline where some of this stuff is stuff that they were involved in and they have to heal it. Okay, so this is going to especially be for transformation. This is personal transformation. Personal, it's personal. I can't emphasize that enough. Take care of you and your things. Okay, in other words, it's not just taking care of your house and cleaning your house. This is taking care to know what it is that you need, what you want, what you should have, what are your basics, and what's going to help you thrive. That is taking care of you. And if you don't know how to do that, it's really time to come for instructions within my webinars, classes, books, etc. Dredging up of the past. Okay, what's going to really throw people off is some of this is the cosmic past. This is a lot of Palladian stuff, and that might sound woo-woo to some people if you don't remember. But let's just suffice it to say it is going to deal with some of the patterns we see repeated here. Large-scale conflict, deprivation, a squandering of resources, damaging other people's resources, also a not sharing of resources, etc., etc. And a lot of us couldn't. I mean, if we had strangers come in, not everyone was like, oh, a cataclysm happened where you're at. Well, here, take everything that we have. There has to be a balance to it, right? There has to be a way to integrate this. What about your health? How has this affected your personal health? Has it drained you? Do you see other people getting when you have not been able to get what you need? Now, this is energetically, vibrationally driven, and this is why you can't cast your light out over humanity and heal them. We're not there, okay? This has to be keeping your light for you and what you need healing. You need all of your resources for you. Stop giving away parts of yourself. Personal vigilance about your health. Okay, what's making you feel crazy? What's making you feel inadequate? All the past week, I had a lot of people sort of expressing a sense of failure, really a sense of inadequacy. This was not imposter syndrome. This wasn't like someone got put into a job and they were like, oh God, I don't know if I can do it. Maybe I'm just an imposter. Maybe I'm just think I can. No, this was a real sense of failure. Even in small things, you can't take care of a house plant. You can't manage a relationship with someone. You can't count change. I mean, weird little things of day in and day out life were coming up, describing to the person that, hey, you're a failure, or you failed, or boom, fail. You're not a part of the fail army. You are a part of the Cosmic Heart Club. So this is too is a part of the transformation and getting rid of layers of your identity. Many women have been left with a sense that somehow we're failing, or we're failing in life, or we failed to do it right, or we failed a marriage, or we failed being a good religious person, or we failed. Your soul is moving you so far away from that stuff. It's leaving it done, okay? Whatever you did, it's a job well done and time to move on. So this includes not only personal vigilance about your health and what do you need, what do you do for, what kind of tests. I just had a friend I talked to. Now, she came from another country and naturalized, and she's been here for years. She was jokingly saying she had the Czech version of shingles. She got it, it's different. It was so different. Her doctor sent out for a biopsy result to really make sure because she didn't want interference with any other medication. And that's her choice to do that. And she's taking care of her health. She's not white knuckling through it. Viruses are the result of real damaged RNA and DNA, and it keeps repeating this pattern, which means in cycles it'll come back. This is a cycle where we want to correct that damage, fix it, plug in the corrected sequence using our etheric body. And that's where my work of the light body, the new light body, comes in. How can you do it? How can you make these mini miracles and larger miracles by being vigilant about your health? This also means know thyself. All your little white elephants in the room, okay? And this could be considered certain vices and the things that people rationalize. Well, they're like, I don't do it too much, or I do it socially, or it wasn't really sex. It was this or that. And it's like your soul wants you to move on from that because it's not 100% of anything. It's like you're getting 10% of someone's crumbs, or giving yourself 10% of crumbs, or doing something that will ultimately damage your health. Now, I had a conversation with someone this week who's just tired of some of the woke stuff. And it was kind of interesting because this was a male, and this guy was like, you know what? I need someone to kick my butt. I need someone to crack the whip. And I'm tired of hearing, like, I'm okay. My body is, it's okay to be fat, or it's okay to be. And I will say that on the one hand, we should stop shaming people for things that maybe beyond their control, because we are pulling out of an old paradigm. It's going to pull away people's eyes, pull away people's metabolism. On the other hand, is there a way to balance it? Yes. So what this person was saying was they need a little bit of tough love and someone to really guide them, and not just like, people please them and be like, oh, it's okay. Well, sometimes it's not. And then as this person ages, is it okay for their joints to bear up all this weight? I mean, there's a toll that gravity takes on all of us. And so doing your part to know yourself, know what are the white elephants in the room. Are you secretly binging on something? Are you indulging in something? Are you putting yourself at risk somehow? You would know that, okay? Your soul's not a dummy. Your soul is going to know and be there like this, like, when you gonna acknowledge that this is happening and understand I have something better for you? I'm coaxing you forward. I'm mushing down all those things. I'm pushing you along. I've made it so intense. There's nothing to do but what? Start taking some steps to your next level. Okay, this will especially affect your finance and abundance. Things that we call manifestation. Now, if you don't know, in this particular webinar that I'm currently doing, we are talking about the causal body. This is your manifester. That is your manifester. You don't do it with your inadequate little third eye by going like, I wish, or wishing upon a star. You have to make brand new connections and expand that part of you. And for people that are in a separation, this is vitally important. And the reason is you need to be sustained. In other words, your needs must be met. Okay? What do you need to manifest? Is it a new car or a new used car? Okay, because let's just say it's not going to be perfectly the way your mind dreams it up, but it's going to be perfect for the situation. And do you know how to do this? Do you know how to stop letting other people be a distraction? Focus on you and what it is that you need. Focus on your health. I can tell you from personal experience that I have literally been through it, walked people through it, and created, despite the fact I'm in separation, despite the fact that I'm, on the one hand, I'm a single mom. I've created quite a bit. And my term in that is not to toot my horn. My turn in that is to tell you I have instructions for the ways to do this. I have the how to, because it's very personal. How do you get sustained? How do your needs get met? What is it you need? What is it you need for this season? Because it really will be seasoned maybe up to 2 seasons, okay, 6 months. And then it'll change. And ideally, it changes for the better as you level up and level up and level up, and you keep moving along with your ascension. So, in this energy, please know that all your layers of identity will come up. This means you might feel like you are stripped bare. You're raw, you're naked, you're vulnerable. It's not like anyone's telling on you. It's just that And like there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, but nor should you feel like you want to run and hide. Well, you might want to run off to another country, but that's a different story. You'll still take yourself with you. So, how can we get this comfortability and manifestation and your transformation going? It happens through your brand new light body. It happens as the result of doing the work. And it happens because of your desire and your devotion to your journey. I applaud the people who are devoted to their journey. I'm here to help. I'm devoted to my journey because I am not going backwards. Not whatsoever. I'm not going down that slippery slope. I'm not going into these negative emotions. And here's the paradox. Because I have done the work to develop my light body, I kind of know the pitfalls of it, but I also know the difference. And the thing is, even if I cry, it's very short-lived. Okay, crying can be a catharsis and it can be helpful when you're bringing things up. There's the next step, which is integration. In other words, wherever that wound is, that's leaving a hole. You got to fill that with love, and you got to fill it with your connections, dimensional connections, inside to the outside connections, and really just for yourself getting where you're going. This is how your other, when they need your help, it lets you know how do they need your help. Okay. Some of it can be very simple, like they need a break. Well, maybe you could go to sleep early. Or they need some, I don't know, they're going through stuff, they're healing something, but it comes to you and you're like, I think they need some extra protein. And so, like, you eat protein for two, okay, for two, and yet it feels good. It doesn't feel like you're binging or gorging yourself. Why? Because your soul wants to guide you on this, and so do I. So I'm a teacher, I'm a healer, I'm a guide. I am a fabulous multidimensional healer. And that is first and foremost the thing that I am most proud of, is my abilities to have helped people get rid of things like phobias. And I mean, like, you can't get behind the wheel, and then suddenly you're letting me know through the work we did that you got your license. Helping people to go through these severe ascension symptoms and feel not only better, but feel like you bounced up and you feel fabulous. And you may have averted a crisis, because I also pride myself on the fact that I've become aware of what is being prevented, what chronic illness or something has been prevented in this process. It's usually pretty profound. Does the person need to know that they're getting rid of all kinds of like really severe things and terrible traumas that have happened to them? Well, some people do see this much, even if it's this much. And, that's subjective because we want to move along here. I could enumerate all kinds of things. And yet the bottom line is ascension. and getting you where you need to be, getting you to the level that is for your next step. So, what are some of the symptoms in this? Well, something that I would kind of call a fake cold or fake sore throat, because there's connections in here for the parathyroid, especially, and that is supposed to connect with feminine energy. So, you get thyroid, parathyroid, hypothalamus. You're going to have body temperature changes as you say goodbye. You're going to break a sweat at night at some point. You're going to feel like you're so depressed and flat, but you won't feel suicidal. And that's kind of an odd thing. You're going to have appetite fluctuations. You are going to notice if there are foods that you're allergic to, you will have an allergic reaction. So please avoid them. You won't usually run a fever. If you're running a fever, you probably do have a virus, and then you have to treat it like a virus. And my best recommendation for viruses, let the fever do its job, run its course. Don't, unless it's severely elevated, try to let it run its course. Make yourself break into a sweat. Garlic and vitamin C are very helpful. And there's some other things that I've written about in my books to help you with that, because this is one of the quickest ways that your body will begin to flame it off and literally inflame your body, and it's on. Ascension will go very quickly, okay? But you, in all these layers of identity, there is a fair amount of detoxification, emotional detox, and like I say, intensity. So if you need help with this, please reach out to me. Check out my new, relatively new website at twinflamereconnection.com. I'm here to reconnect you to your etheric body for you, for your health, for how you love your family, for how you can feel better, be better, and transform. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye now.